Hi, I'm Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy Segment Show. Also today in this segment, I'm at the Age of Steam Roundhouse in Sugarcreek, Ohio. The Age of Steam Roundhouse is located on 213 Smoky Lane Road, southwest in Sugarcreek, Ohio. The roundhouse was constructed in 2008, and all the steam locomotives that have been collected over the years are even kept inside the roundhouse. The project was paid for by Jerry Jacobson and his wife Laura. Jerry is the founder of the Ohio Central Railroad. He has been a train enthusiast since he was about 10 years old, and he loved steam trains. Every day after school, Jerry would ride his bicycle to the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad and would watch trains go by. One day he dreamed of having his own railroad and having his own steam locomotive. In 1988, Jerry closed on a purchase of a 70-mile-long former Norfolk and Western line between Harmon and Zanesville, which he renamed the Ohio Central Railroad. Almost immediately, Jerry began operating steam tours passenger trains on the 7-mile trek between Sugarcreek and Baltic, Ohio. Jerry's steam collection grew over the following years. In 2008, he lost and sold his interest in the Ohio Central and sold it to the Genesee and Wyoming Railroad. Then he decided to build a roundhouse and move his collection there, and facilities were being constructed there. There was no opportunity to repair or operate any of Jerry's steamers. It is the first large roundhouse to be built in the United States since the year 1951. The last one built was in Chicago's Calumet Yard and was used by the Nickel Plate Road. The roundhouse has 18 stalls and is 48,000 square feet of solid masonry walls and heavy timber framing. This roundhouse is where he would protect each and every one of them from the elements so they wouldn't rust. In the collection, there are also diesel locomotives as well as passenger cars and freight cars, and even cabooses. 2018 was a sad year for him. He passed away, but the roundhouse keeps adding historic locomotives and train cars for him. The roundhouse even has tours for the public as well, and they happen on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Okay, you can see behind me on this side of the boxcar and the other side of this boxcar is two semaphores with 8 different lights on the circle, and also they would flash showing you their colors, when to stop, when to go, when to proceed, slow down, and such. And I don't know if you can see clearly, but they change like every minute or so, I don't know. But I think the other one does the same, but it's facing the other way. You can find these next to the entryway at the Age of Steam Roundhouse complex in Sugarcreek, Ohio. What you see right behind me is Pennsylvania Railroad 51121. Pennsylvania Railroad 51121 was built by the Pennsylvania Railroad Altoona shops in Altoona, Pennsylvania in 1929 and is a boxcar. This car was used for many years on the Pennsylvania Railroad, hauling cargo such as boxes, rolls of paper, merchandise, and a lot of items it may have hauled in the past. Sometime likely during World War II, the car was modified for express service and was renumbered 4996. In the 1990s, the car was acquired by Jerry Jacobson and received a new Pennsylvania Railroad paint and quick lettering job to appear in recreated steam freight trains on the Ohio Central Railroad. When the new roundhouse was built in 2008, it was brought to the site. In 2021, it was then going under restoration and was repainted. Then in 2022, the project was then complete and it soon looked good as new. Today, it is seen here preserved at the Age of Steam Roundhouse in Sugarcreek, Ohio, where it is preserved today. Okay, you can see right here is a WigWag signal, and when it would swing, it would alert people that are about to drive across or walk across the tracks, or bicyclists as well, to stop when a train is approaching the crossing. I believe this would have been used by the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad years ago. And that red circle saying stop up there would swing like so as the lights would flash to alert people to stop at the crossing. And yeah, here it is today at the entryway of the Age of Steam Roundhouse here in Sugarcreek, Ohio. Okay, you can see up there's a depot signal, and it's attached to this building like an original depot was. The station agent would pull the lever to control the hands of the signals to which direction, whether to tell a train when to stop, slow down, or proceed. And this building is like a replica train depot, and it's a visitor center actually. What you see right behind me is Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy 6144. Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy 6144 was built by Pullman in 1922 and is a heavyweight passenger car. This coach was used in mainline and branch line service for the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad many years ago, and used on heavyweight passenger trains many years ago, and it would even have people on board it as well. It was then used by the Chicago commuter train service and renumbered into the 7300 series, but is unknown as well. Then in 1967, this car was retired and was sold to the Illinois Railway Museum in Union, Illinois. Then it was passed through several owners. In the 1990s, it was bought by Jerry Jacobson for use on the Ohio Central Railroad. The car was repainted to a maroon and red paint scheme to complement all the other cars on the train. Then when the new roundhouse was built in 2008, it was moved to the site. In 2019, it was repainted back to its Pullman green and Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy letters and number as well. Today, it is seen here at the Age of Steam Roundhouse in Sugarcreek, Ohio, and sometimes people ride inside this car as well, and it's seen rolling as well. You can see right here is the maintenance of MOW Flatbed that is right here on this section of tracks. They would use it to carry spikes, tools, and etc. And it's here at Age of Steam Roundhouse in Sugarcreek, Ohio. Sometimes they put it on those tracks right there. They would lift it up using this handle and rotating it, put it on the tracks like so. Today it is seen here at AOS today. What you see right behind me is Buffalo Creek and Gauley 13. Buffalo Creek in Gauley 13 was built by Alco Brooks in Dunkirk, New York in 1920 and is the 615/79th steam locomotive built by that factory, and is a 280 consolidation type steam locomotive and is a G7S class steam locomotive. It was originally built for the Kelly's Creek and Northwestern and was originally numbered 6 in Ward, West Virginia, and it hauled logs on that railroad as well. It was sold for scrap at Midwest Steel Corp. Then there was light at the end of the tunnel and it was saved. In 1954, the Buffalo Creek and Gauley Railroad bought it and numbered it 13. Then it was sold for scrap again, but was once again saved. Then, in 1964, a man named William Stater bought the engine and was at Somerset, Pennsylvania. Then, in 1971, it was bought by the South Bend Museum in Altoona, Pennsylvania, where it was renumbered 662. Then, it was later moved to Ridgely, West Virginia. In 1976, it was bought by American Railroad Equipment Association, and it was then bought by Roberts Spa in Elkhart, Indiana. In 1977, it was sold to the Lakeshore Railroad Historical Foundation in Elkhart, Indiana, and was renumbered 1977. Then, in 1978, it was moved to Middlebury, Indiana. Then, in 1980, it was moved to Logansport, Indiana, and 3 years later, sold to Logansport Iron Horse Festival. In 1992, it was bought by Jerry Jacobson for the Ohio Central, and he also Buffalo button is just down below the video screen. And also, if you didn't give my Facebook page a like yet, here's where you can find it. And if you didn't give my Instagram page a follow yet, here's where you can find it as well. And be sure to get your merch at teesprings.com. Link is in the description box below, along with the Facebook and Instagram pages. And remember to subscribe to the Train Guy. So this is Matthew Lapp, host of Matthew Lapp Train Guy Segment Show, signing out until next time. All aboard!